Hello, this is Jeff Neville for Selective Imagery. If you'd like to skip ahead and go past my introductory slideshow, it kind of shows you folks what I like to take pictures of. Jump ahead to about the 1 minute and 45-second mark, and that should get you close to where we start the real deal here with the video. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Welcome to Selective Imagery. Welcome to Sunrise and Birds, Birds, Birds. I'm sure many of you have been wondering, hey, what's going on with Jeff? The last 3 videos or so have had nothing to do with birds. Well, I had to wait till I felt I had enough of a collection to share with you. So here we go. I hope you enjoy it. We start off with one of the craziest sunrises I've ever seen. I've never seen this much color. Everything was orange. It was insane. I mean, it was just crazy. And I got lucky to get some birds across under the sun. It was fantastic. Here, there's a few in the sky above the sun coming up. And, you know, you look for different things to do. Capture this branch, silhouette of this branch sticking out of the ground with a little bit of color in the upper third. And remember to turn around because you may see different colors behind you that you don't see in front of you. And also look for patterns in the sand with the sunlight hitting it. And these are not, you know, all on the same day. You know, these are a group of willets, you know, flying above the surf. And here's my Where's Waldo picture. It's like, find the deer. It's in there. This is with a 500 PF on the Z9. Like, way, way beyond what I could see with the naked eye, other than seeing some movement and managing to get a picture of this deer looking through these 2 branches. And then, of course, the bluebirds are still out. Moving on to some birds. Early morning light striking this tree, this dead tree. Here's a yellow rumped warbler with a berry in its mouth. And I got a few shots coming up of the robin. Now, where you find robins or when you see robins, I was happy because normally where there's robins this time of year, there's waxwings. Got one last chance to get pictures of waxwings. I think they have finally moved out of the area, or at least moved to sections of the park where you really can't find them unless you're, you know, not on the outskirts in the open areas anymore. But I think they've moved on. And waxwings are just like amazing birds. I mean, you really don't see texture in their feathers. I mean, it's just like they've got dipped in wax, and that yellow wax decided to stay at the end of the tail. And here's one eating a berry. And it still has the berry in its mouth in this picture. But they are incredible birds, and this was the first year I've been able to get decent photos of the bird, when it's in its feeding pattern. So I really enjoyed it. I like the mask around the eyes. I kind of like the tuft in the hair, the back of the head. That little yellow on the end of the tail. Yeah, it's definitely, probably in my top 10 of birds that I enjoy, at least down in this, where I live. There's a few more of the yellow rumped warbler. So then from here I decided to go away towards the Causeway area that I talk about all the time, and I like this gull picture with the streaks of light going across from the neck to the back of the bird, and a couple shots in different light with the hooded Merganser male. And I'll tell you, just the difference in the appearance of the shots, just with, depending on where the light's hitting the water or how the light's hitting the water. And here's one taking off in flight. And this is an early morning shot of a female swimming across the pond. And then, look up. What do you see? A group of Ibis. And then eventually got lucky to find one flying on its own. Now here's a challenge. Try getting a tree swallow, a picture of a tree swallow in flight. We say that 10 times fast. And it's not just a situation with, is my autofocus tracking good enough? It's is your tracking good enough, looking through the viewfinder to even find it. And this is a grebe, and it almost looks like a black and white picture with the exception of the bird itself getting struck by the light. And this is I had to look this one up. This ended up being an immature male lesser scaup, S-C-A-U-P. And then here's a grouping of Mergansers, male and female. Now we'll have a quick video of some white pelicans feeding. So now we're going to move on to some pelican shots in flight, series of photographs of these wonderful white pelicans in the air. I mean, they really are. I mean, they're large. I mean, they're unlike, you look at an owl sometimes and you say, wow, those owls are big, but they don't weigh anything. It's like all feathers. Whereas, you're looking at a bird here that's, 12, 14 pounds, possibly even more. And I mean, these do get bigger than the brown pelicans in terms of wingspan and weight. So they are bigger of the two. But, and they're, I've had plenty of videos where and still images of where I show them landing on the water, which is always fun to watch, where they kind of put their feet out like they're braking. And this last shot in this series is from a distance, and it decided to, relieve itself while it was in flight. And then I did find a black-crowned night heron with the early morning light striking the front of it, which I liked. And have a series of some shots of yellow legs, which I also enjoy to see. And here it's like kind of looking at its own reflection in the water. Eventually it meets a friend. They almost look like they're mirroring each other here. And they're just kind of like following each other, looking for food. And then they have a group meeting to discuss things. But they are fun to watch. And then I was lucky enough to get a picture of a tern coming up after hitting the water with a fish in its mouth. A couple shots of that. And then we have some video clips I'm going to show you. Now, when there's nothing at the park, sometimes they get lucky. And there's a lot of activity at times in the pond right in my backyard, basically. So these were taken from my backyard, just outside my fenced-in area of my property. Bunch of mallard ducks, and the females kind of scooted ahead and the males kind of grouped together, and then they start swimming off. One just landed in the water. They start swimming off towards where the swans are. Had 8+ swans in the pond on this day, which was amazing. Mute swans, because even at the Huntington Beach State Park, that pond is obviously a real pond. It's a lot bigger, where this is more of a retention pond, man-made retention pond to capture stormwater off the roads, which is very common in the communities down south. And but to have 8 basically a stone throw away from my backyard, when I only rarely see more than 2 at the park, is pretty amazing. So I took advantage of it, got some film footage of them. So that's going to be about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Join the conversation, leave me a message, share it with other people. And until next time, enjoy life, capture some of it, and get out there and get some pictures. Irregardless of what gear you use, it doesn't matter. Take care.